My cousin's name actually, Sharita, the one who complains about the chicken.
Sharita.
Yeah, and I know she's watching this morning.
Good morning, Sharita.
Yeah, good morning.
Charlotte, so the country guys say what?
They want a new constitution, and well, I mean, all of us, literally, because everybody is part of Fix the Country one way or the other, because if you have a problem, if you've raised objections about how one party has governed over time, then clearly you also want something to be fixed in the country. And so, well, yesterday the conveners were speaking, and they said that we want an overhaul of the Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, and we want a new one. In fact, I remember when Okateche was here in the studio.
Yes, he brought that book.
He brought the one, the review of the Constitution.
Report,
And just a few aspects of it were implemented. The rest were shelved. And so the question is, what's happening? There's a whole planning, agenda that's supposed to have been implemented. It's supposed to hold all the parties to account so that when they come, they continue whatever projects have been installed. But what's happening to that? Nothing really is happening. And so I agree to a large extent. I just wish that they would try and point out, because unfortunately, not every Ghanaian has been able to go through the Constitution. Point out exactly which aspects you think are problematic, so that Ghanaians can go and read a lot more on those aspects. And then, because I mean, it's quite it's
a big book.
I don't know if
I have an e-copy of it, and I still haven't been able to even exhaust half of it. And even if you do, you still forget, and you always have to be referring. And you look at the panelists who come. Sometimes they also have it, and they always have to refer, even though they are in Parliament every single day, passing the bills into law.
The lawyers are supposed to have it in their head.
You can't cram everything into it. You may have the broader perspectives and the broader ideas. For me, if there's any call to change the Constitution, it will be because I think that there's too much executive power that is given to any president of the day. So that you find that 8 months into the second term of a government handing over to itself, where Article 2431 says, the president shall, it is not may, not might, not could, not would. It says the president shall appoint MMDCEs 8 months into the time. We don't have it. And I'm also looking at Article 963, that's the Local Government Act, and wondering which aspect of that law that governs our decentralization, local governance and development projects permits the president to ask people to act. Because you see, the structure is that you are the president. You nominate Bella. Bella comes to the assembly. Bella needs to get 2/3 majority of all the membership of the assemblies, including the MPs who are there. But the MPs don't vote, by the way. And he's supposed to get that approval from them before they can start doing anything. Because the MMDCs are supposed to be the chairman of the executive committee. So structure is that assemblymen meet, they think about what policies they want to bring subsequent to meeting with their constituents. And then they bring it to the executive committee. They will also prune it and then take it to the General Assembly. So now, if the MMDC is supposed to have been approved by 2/3 majority, and that has not happened, if an MMDC goes ahead to table something before the General Assembly, is he perpetrating an illegality? And is he doing that in the name of the president or in the name of who? Is the MMDC who is acting still drawing from the consolidated funds? What does the Constitution say? So I believe that it's a clear abuse of executive power. And it is so in many different instances in our Constitution. I mean, as we speak now, MMDCs have been asked to act, but they have also been told strictly not to take some policy and financial decisions. So for 8 months, they are collecting business operation permit. For 8 months, they are collecting property rate. For 8 months, they are collecting market tolls, some road tolls. But can they act if they have been told not to act? Because whoever wrote the letter knows the repercussion of it. And I'm saying that for 8 months running, when the NPP party itself shortlisted people after vetting, and Mr. John Boydu told us that they had finished the vetting and they were ready to announce. The president subsequently on the store in the north said they were ready and they had built enough consensus and that everybody should rally around them. 8 months on, we still don't have MMDCs. I think it's a clear abuse of executive power from the presidency.
And that's not the only
one. And there's no excuse for it.
I mean, the president appointing the special prosecutor, the auditor general, so many offices that I think that, you know, he has too much power over, because clearly, even with the story of the Auditor General, so it was when former President Mahama was leaving office that he appointed him.
Right.
I mean, if I want to frustrate the next government, I'll clearly put someone that I trust will do a good job to frustrate them. And so then the other party will come into power and they'll clearly have a problem with the person and will want to oust that person one way or the other. Is there a way we can have people who merit those positions, have worked through the mill and are ready to, you know, take over, regardless of what party they belong? Because if I come to power, I would like to put my person there. The EC boss is another example of who has the power to appoint. And so they come and do your bidding because, of course, they want to keep you in power. But a number of offices that I have a big problem with,
I also want to understand what the challenges have been. Because so far, it's not just the MMDCs and what you're talking about. It took us a while to even get the CEOs of state institutions in place. It was just, what, a week or two ago that we saw the list come out.
And even that some of the boards are not complete.
Exactly. So has that been a challenge with the executive? Exactly what's going on?
For me, for example, I work here. Now, they're looking for a CEO for the company. Don't we have career people who have been in there? Because if you want to appoint an IGP, you don't go and bring an IGP from fire service and come and put him there. So how is it that somebody has worked at Iyoku? They have worked, they have gone through the mill, they have gone all the way, deputy director, everything else. Then you want somebody to be boss. And then you leave all the young people and bring a retiree who is 77 years to come and do it. Then you keep telling the young people that there are no jobs. Go to all our state institutions, those under SIGA. Check the ages of the CEOs. This morning, if you like, I challenge you. Go and for all the young people who defend every kind of French and Greek and Russia that's thrown at them, I say go to all our state institutions. Check the ages of our CEOs. You will be shocked. The ages of our CEOs. Now, young people are told that they can't find jobs, but old people who have retired are finding jobs. And I'm saying that if somebody has already served this nation in official capacity for 20, 30 years, and they need 3-4 years to make an impact, then they didn't make an impact in the first instance. Go to the go there and check. Check the ages of our ministers of state. Past 60, some going to 70, some 70. And young people are told that they can't find jobs. It's simply because there's too much executive power. What the president says is final. And that's the problem. There's a problem there. So how is it that I have worked in an institution? They bring somebody from outside to sit at the top. What is my progress route? How do I move up there? I'm stagnated.
So every time you're about to get to the top,
to one party,
somebody else take a position.
That's where the problem
But young people are told they cannot find jobs. And old people who are on retirement are finding jobs and finding the very lucrative ones.
Anyway, let's move on and talk about street lights. I mean, this is on my heart because that stretch, the Pukwasi stretch. I mean, it's beautiful when you hit the, the newly constructed Pukwasi interchange. But if you're going towards Achimota, so if you go past John Tay and you're going towards Achimota, it is dark. What we're showing you now, however, is the stretch from the University of Ghana.
The gate, the main gate.
Exactly. And you'll find this in many places, honestly. I remember one of our team members spoke to us here about how he was attacked along the East Airport stretch towards towards the roundabout. Exactly, that
the new
side.
Road.
I used it over the weekend. It is pitch black.
It is.
So if anybody wants to attack you, and you see, you'd realize that a lot of people speed when they get there. So I realized someone had hit the wall because they were trying to speed or so. And so people are scared. So they'll have to speed on these roads. And that is also what is causing the accidents. Our streets are dark. And we're asking the questions. You see the street lights there, but they are not operating. So why are they there?
Principalities and powers.
Oh, that.
Terry,
Good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
Do you have lights in your area? Are your street lights working?
It's a small, it's not a small community, but it's those community-based ones where you fix what's in front of you.
Right.
So you have some of them working, others aren't working. But on the main roads, that's where the problem is, because that's where government is supposed to be taking charge of.
And
that, like Bella was saying, so the street lights are there, you can see them, but they're not functioning. And what I've realized, what I've realized is
car light is providing light.
I know.
And what I've realized is that sometimes during the day you see some people on some lifters, some machines. I'm not sure of the name for those. Fixing something.
ECG
and sometimes what I've heard on the street is that these people sometimes disguise themselves as some maintenance people and are stealing the bulbs and all of that instead. And I'm not sure what the maintenance culture is, what the policy is with these things, and why nobody questions these people, because we see them on the N1 every time. And for some reason, they are there during the day. You drive on that same stretch at night, and it's not functioning.
Let me give you an example. Amazing thing. Okay, just quickly, another one that I saw. So when you're coming from Abilimpi towards Achimota, so the roundabout into the Achimota forest stores, listen, you have to turn on your headlights. It is dark, and you'll see that the police have mounted their barricades, and they are checking, and you're wondering
what are they checking?
And then you see them using torchlights
to check.
So
how?
Okay.
And we know that place is a
some time back when we used to receive the traditional bills, you will see a portion of it that contributes towards.
No, it's still there. They're still
I'm coming. So now the new ones, the white chits that they give us after you buy it, a percentage is taking off. So now I think when you buy 200 cedis, I think it's either 12 cedis or something that's taking off. And all those things go towards maintaining all these street lights. I've never bought electricity in recent times that I haven't been charged. I am always charged.
Always charged.
So what are they using the money for, and why isn't it working?
So here's my argument. My argument is that if we say some of our cities are supposed to be smart cities, there's no smart city in this world that goes to sleep after 5 p.m. No smart city.
Right.
So you have assembly, and we are asking people to act as MMDCs, and their localities are dark, they are dirty, they are everything wrong, and they are still there.
So this is supposed to be Accra.
Yes, the center of Accra.
Wow.
This is on the Legon stretch.
So this is the car's light.
This is the Burma camp.
So this is the light of the car, just giving a little illumination.
So this is where they call the Bahama Road.
Now, you know what happens. You know what happens with these things. So what happens also is, it leads to accidents, because you are now tempted to throw your highlight on, and then the oncoming cars are as well doing the same thing, and it just blinds you, on the street, especially when it's just it's not a dual carriage, it's a single carriage.
I saw someone who had rammed into the wall just after the overpass from the Leicester Hospital roundabout. If you're going towards Burma Camp, someone had parked because he just rammed into the wall, and it was dark.
And I'm saying
and he's standing there.
We know smart city will sleep after 5 p.m.
Yeah.
They always complain that, people have stolen the bulbs, people have done this. You have what we call metro guards who are paid with our taxes. This morning, if you go to some of the assemblies, you find them sitting at mango trees playing drafts. Because there's no work that they come to do. I mean, if you have 30 guards, and all the 30 come in the morning, and the only thing they have to do is to go to the markets to go and take road tolls, go around for a little while and go and take BOP and property rate, and then come and sit down and wait for 5 p.m. to close. That's what they will do. But if you halve them and you say 15, come in the morning, close at 7 or 5, then the next batch come at this point and close. Do you think somebody will go and steal? But so we always allow people to go and sleep. We come back
because officially
street lights
business
are off,
closes at 5.
Places are dirty. We spend more money to clean the rubbish, and we come and say it is expensive to maintain the city.
Two things for me. So one cookie makes an interesting point about the levies and the percentages that are charged, from paying your electricity bill and everything. I think it's the same thing with the tolls. So government will still take the tolls on the highways, and you still see bad roads, potholes,
especially at the toll booth.
Especially around the toll booth. It doesn't even make sense.
The tolls, by the way.
I've never thought about that. Even around the toll booth in itself, it's really bad. And then the second thing is, we are just thinking or talking about the dangers and all of that, especially when it comes to the drivers, but also the pedestrians. Because a lot of people also commit these roads and are walking on the sides. And without the street lights, the danger of they being attacked by thieves and robbers and all of that. And also simply because they just cannot see, they don't have illumination. They are unable to see properly. And a lot of things can just happen with these things.
Attacks.
I'm wondering at what point we prioritize some of these things and understand that the safety of the citizens is definitely
3FM started a campaign called Let There Be Light. So I attended a GIJ, and they're Ali from the former British High Commission all the way to the police headquarters. It used to be very dark. Now that used to be a point where folks attack individuals. So myself, Alfred and Winston at the time, and Ibrahim Asari came together, and then we raised funds and then bought street lights and lit up the road.
So
the street lights that you see from the police headquarters junction all the way to GIJ is what we put there. Not the Clotte Colley Assembly.
Wow. How long ago?
But citizens
that was in 2018.
Are paying.
Say again.
They are paying for it.
Yes, they are paying for it. So that was what we, together with those who came to support and donate, that was what we put out there. The assembly did zilch. They did zilch, and up until now, can you imagine that some of the bulbs are dead? And the assembly is watching.
They haven't been replaced. They are waiting on
It is close to the police headquarters. The police providing security. They are watching. Everybody is watching.
That reminds me of
this morning,
a TV3 reportage.
This morning, they will take their bath, they will eat their breakfast, they will tell their families they are going to work to do what?
Of course.
What I don't understand is why the police will mount the barricade in the dark. And we all know that that's a Chimota street.
And then use torchlights.
And it's a robbery-prone area. It's a murder-prone area. So sometimes I see people even walking, and I'm wondering, why do you want to do this to yourself?
At this time, I know.
Because it's not every day that you find the police barrier there. So sometimes there's nobody there, it's pitch black, and it's you and your God.
You know there's this bypass from Gimpa to Hacho.
Yeah.
The new bypass. So instead of using Westlands, there's this new stretch on the outskirts of it.
Yeah, the new road.
The new road.
Yeah.
So a few cars have been stolen there.
Wow.
And my thinking is, once you construct a road, the first thing that should come to mind is illumination. Is to make sure that
road markings.
Yes, and they're not road. Very interesting. They're not road markings on that stretch. And so you're asking yourself, at what point do we then sit to analyze and understand that when some of these things are provided, it reduces the risks, to everybody involved. I was saying earlier that there was a TV3 reportage, I think 2 years ago, on the lack of street lights from UGBS to UPSA. Now, it used to be a very dangerous stretch as well. Of course, it got results. It had been provided for. But must the media always step in before some of these things are provided for? I think it's just a responsibility of government. Everybody that is in charge of some of these things to just take it up as priority. When you wake up in the morning, you are supposed to be taking care of people.
Ladies
and just do what you're supposed to do.
By this time, there's somebody who is fuming. He has been given the job to do, to ensure that the street lights and traffic lights are on. Her job is also to maintain that you have road markings. They know what they are supposed to do. They take salaries for it. But this morning, because we are speaking about it, they are fuming, they are angry.
But you are not doing your job.
But you are not doing your job. So the question is, do you deserve your paycheck? This morning, as you take your bath to go to work, you tell your people, I'm going to work. Do you deserve your paycheck? If we all do our bit, and they are the ones who come and tell you to fix yourself. But they are the ones who are breaking the system and not making the system run. And mind you, they work to people. The people who are also supposed to be supervising them, they are not. I mean, how is it that you have a chief director of a ministry and the agencies under the ministry are not functioning? And people keep complaining about it, but the chief director, who is the boss and who's supposed to be managing the administrative affairs, he has not done anything about it. How is it that you have a minister, a deputy minister who's supposed to be superintending over agencies? Things are not going right. When you talk about it, then they get angry. You get angry over what? If you can't do the job, leave there, let somebody else come and do the job.
Of course.
Of course, you went to lobby the president to give you the job. So if you cannot do the job anymore, clear off, let somebody else come in. That's simple as that.
And while we're talking about these streets, so the median, I know that they usually grow...
The rice farms.
They try to grow
the rice farms.
Some grass.
The rice farms.
But it grows weeds. Thank you, rice farms, is what we see. So again, along the Pokwasi stretch all the way into Ablekuma, you see that they are trying to grow. They are attempting to grow something. And I can tell you for a fact that in the next few weeks, all you will see will be weeds. And we've seen this all across the country. I know that there are people who are being paid to do these jobs.
It's worse when it's the rainy season.
Oh my God. And you see, it blocks your vision as well.
Of course.
Because you don't see the oncoming vehicle because the weeds are so tall. You don't know if there's someone standing there trying to cross. If you don't take it, you might just get into an accident.
Especially on that Adenta Medina stretch.
We have
terrible.
weeds instead of flowers. And we're talking about beautifying the city. We travel out and we see how people are making attempts to beautify their cities. You won't go somewhere and see weeds in the median just like that. In fact, they cultivate the plant. So you see it in colors. I don't know why we're not looking at
so for us,
sometimes into teddy bears and all that.
So for us, we have what we call parks and gardens. It's just right here. The irony is that they share a wall. They share a wall with the National Development Planning
You mentioned that several times. It's amazing.
So you can imagine, there's parks and gardens. Their job is to do what we are talking about now. First question is, do we fund them enough to do that? You see, now we're talking about COVID-19, people are not observing the protocols, blah, 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 blah. It comes to the doorstep of the NCCE. Since we started this COVID fight, how much have we given NCCE? And how much haven't we voted to buy those branded COVID-19 vehicles that had the blue plates? You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you still see them in town?
No.
Has COVID gone? So when you have state institutions and we don't fund the state institutions and it does become like, oh, the state institutions are beginning to become useless. That's where the problem is. Because you have professionals who are horticulturists around the parks and gardens. Yeah. In fact, in the first administration of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we had a deputy minister for agri solely in charge of ornamental plants.
Where is he?
Anyway,
we don't have them out.
We can go on
so
and
now,
on and on.
if you have state institutions and we are not giving them the resources to deliver, we can't give a dog a bag name.
Fact is, you're taking the money off the citizens, but you are not giving it to the appropriate bodies to work.
That's
and so if you speak to some of these commissions and all, they'll keep complaining about funding.
But the thing is that
because
and ranting every morning,
our monies are being taken. We don't care how they spend those.
But the thing is that the finance minister goes to Parliament, he reads the budget, he tells you about the allocation. Parliament approves. Now the disbursement becomes a problem. So they promised them maybe 100,000, and by the close of the year they would have gotten only 20,000. And then when they start complaining, say, "Oh, we are sharing this small." So I'm looking for the person who bakes the national cake. I want to go and take my share.
We'll find her this morning. What's happening in the world of sports?
Okay, so I have just that one to talk about. So we did a story sometime back. My colleague Kelvin Oswansa did a story. So it was during the Hearts of Oak Kotoko game, and then he saw a commentator from Kumasi who was in a wheelchair running commentary for a radio station.
I think I saw that. It was in the news. I saw it.
So so that story was run, and then on social media, it got the traction, got people talking about it, and so Mubarak Wakasu, Black Star player, of course, he is based in Asia at the moment, and he sent the gentleman an automatic wheelchair, really, really pleasant.
That's nice.
And then also added, some amounts of money. So we presented it to him yesterday. The gentleman was really delighted.
The $500.
The $500.
That's really cool. Thank you, Wakasu.
Wakasu did great.
And for me, I wish all of them could do
exactly
this.
what I was coming to. So this is yes, it's money. I'm not downplaying the effort. It's money, but thing is, it's just a dip.
In terms of what he earned.
In terms of what they earned, £50,000.
Maybe it's a lot of money, for Johnny Hughes. But not for Mubarak Wakasu.
But how much did you get the wheelchair, by the way?
That's like $2,500.
Okay.
So it's a really good
Charlie, but he has done very well.
And
I'll say kudos to the 3 sports team as well. Juliet, you, Kawawa, Kelvin, Anikia, Danny, Drinkwater, Anderson, all of you. Fantastic job out there.
So I also want to say a quick thank you to Academic City College. So little Susan was on the day show. She was also on the BE project, and she wants to be a mechanical engineer. And so very underprivileged. She grew up with her uncle who's a mechanic. So at the age of 3, when he's fixing motorbikes, she shows interest, he teaches her, and by age 9, she's the one they bring the bikes to fix. So she can literally fix every problem.
Every kind of bike.
And so we put out the story, and yesterday Academic City, because she's young, they would have wanted to give her a scholarship, but she's now
Academic City. Wow.
Yes, so they're paying her school fees till she's done with junior high school. They're giving her tablets, a science set, and they're giving her uninhibited access to the school facilities, so she can take part in some of the projects that the students will be doing. And she has a mechanical engineering student as her mentor in the school.
Salute to
really
Professor Mark Bagalori and the team at the Academic City for doing this. We appreciate you, and that's all we do. When we talk here because we want results as well. And just reminded you that in 2018, we put street lights from police headquarters to GIG when your assembly was sleeping.
And the bulbs are still dead.
The bulbs some of them are dying. They have not changed it.
Give me back my
but they tend to come and attack us. Anyway, a quick happy birthday to the wife of Mr. Fifi Banson, Mrs. Akofa Banson. You work at Star Times. You are the marketing manager there. Happy birthday to you. We'll see you after the break. There's more here on Newday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, there she is. There she. Oh, let's go to show here.
Yeah, that's her tablet.
That's little Susan.
Okay.
Oh my God, Susan is a superstar. Yeah. So this is when.
I saw this on your social media.
So this happened yesterday, and that's the mechanical engineering student.
Okay.
She's also on scholarship, we're told, and so she.
The one in the gray, the lady,
the girl. Yes.
Okay.
So
Academic City is expensive, so this is good.
She'll be mentoring little Susan
until
until it's time for her to also get into college. So thank you, Academic City. I'm really grateful.
There are 5 pictures. Why are you showing us only 2?
Thank you.
Johnny just wanted to see Bella. That's all. Anyway,
we'll see you after the break.
Yeah.